Welcome from Melbourne, Australia, where at this time Rio is hosting the latest Olympic Games. Rio should, in our view, aim to become Latin America's premier innovation economy. There's an opportunity for this, and to brand the place as an innovation destination for fun, for business, for personal, and basically there are many steps to this, but it's an opportunity. For 10 years, Now have published the world's largest, longest running and leading index of innovation cities, the Innovation Cities Index, and it's been featured in over 9,000 media articles globally, including many articles in Brazil and in Latin America, as well as Reuters, HuffPo, ABC, Freakonomics, Entrepreneur Magazine, Financial Post, etc., etc. During this time, Rio has ranked, in the most recent year, second in Latin America in the Innovation Cities Index. But globally, all Latin American destinations can improve. Out of 500 cities, Rio is in the top 30%. But the Olympics represents a chance for Rio to move up in the Innovation Cities Index in future, and thus become more of an innovative place. The fame of Rio in songs represents a great deal of cultural assets. Rio has leveraged, to a certain extent, but not as much as it could, its fame in musicals, in productions, in other song titles. It has a cultural awareness, and it's had a cultural awareness for quite a time. But this should be leveraged into more positive messages in order to drown out some of the negative images. The media is a two-way street when it comes to places. If you don't give it something positive, it will focus on negative. A negative, though, can only be replaced by a bombardment of positives. So to help with that, what Now have done is created the world's largest data set of cities. And we have 1,300 data points on Rio available, and we have 162 indicators. This is the city benchmarking data that is the basis of the Innovation Cities Index. It's exciting because what you can do is you can purchase that as a single city data set. This single city data set gives us great insight on how Rio can become a more innovative place, and finds out information that not even people who live there know about the city and its economic and social opportunities. We sell this data also to corporations who use it to invest in locations. Major tech companies and the top 10 Fortune 500 companies have purchased this data in the past, and also management consultants who are household names, such as PwC, rely on our data for various purposes, and basically our data is quite widely used. This gives us great insight on how Rio can become more innovative and move up in the Innovation Cities Index as well. Innovation brings so many great benefits to a place because it brings in business, and business and trade is the driving force in the modern world. What's interesting is most people are thinking of business and trade as national affairs, but in reality they are city-based affairs. You don't fly to Brazil, you fly to Rio or Sao Paulo or Curitiba, but you do not fly to Brazil. And this is the interesting point. In the modern world, people live in a city, and cities now are far more important than they once were. So placemaking a city based on innovation is a very smart move. Innovation can bring great benefits. We were the first to name Boston, and you may have heard Boston was called out as the world's most innovative city. That was down to Now. London also has risen in the past to become now the world's most innovative city. And they've made great leverage out of that, and we were first in that as well. So it's up to the city how much benefit they take out of the innovation. But there's an opportunity with Rio to leverage the great cultural assets and create positive communications about Rio, as well as create positive situations that enable people to visit Rio for business and pleasure and investment. And that's really what Rio needs, I think. And I think you would agree, sitting there in your conference and watching the place branding experts on the stage, that Rio needs the economic opportunities that it can leverage from its recent events. And it certainly has now a global brand on the stage of the world, thanks to the Olympics, besides its existing global brand that goes back to Sinatra songs and is quite a long-standing relationship in the world. I think that if we look at how well cities like Singapore and Dubai have done to lift themselves up from being fishing villages by a combination of branding and infrastructure programs and a whole series of other programs, it seems that an integrated plan to make a place important is crucial. And we have modelled at Turismo now the methods that these cities have used, and we think with our data and the methods we can actually assist. It's really thanks to Isabella for the invite. Unfortunately, I truly wish I could be there to join the fun of the Olympics. It looks amazing so far. But scheduling my work and Malaysia and Singapore, along with operational factors in Brazil, have prevented it. However, as the Executive Director of Turismo now, I would like to join with you in the future. And in the future, we hope to see Rio as the great innovation opportunity that it is, and to leverage its potential and become one of the world's great innovation economies. Thank you for your time. Enjoy your conference. Enjoy the Olympics. And we wish you well. Keep innovating.